Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's impressive what they do.
for sure. Um,
But every now and then, like say, it kind of they can surprise you. Like I remember in Attack on Titan when the huge transformation, Reiner Bertolt was done unbelievable in the anime. It topped the manga. So there
100%.
are times where, the anime can do better than the manga.
Yeah, and I think we're getting into a place where that's coming up a lot more, and I think that's why a lot of people were disappointed with season 5.
And what was season 5 again? Was that My Villain?
Yeah, that's the most current with My Villain.
Okay. They did they kind of they rushed all of them, right?
Essentially, they gave Shigaraki's his moment in the My Villain arc the most care and consideration, and it was really really good. I'll 100% give them that. It was amazing. That being said, the consensus from a lot of people has been that it's just not been enough to save the season, but otherwise, I thought it was fantastic. Sad Man's Parade was
Sad
magnificent.
Man's Parade.
Oh
My
man,
favorite move.
absolutely. It was they did that one justice too. If you're not gonna watch anything, I would say watch the last couple episodes of My Villain.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, one of my two favorite arcs was originally the UA was it Sports Festival and the Overhaul arc. But I know a lot of people the Overhaul arc were kind of very iffy with. I don't know. But I feel everyone at least can agree that the Sports Festival one was amazing.
I'm with you on both of those counts. I think the overhaul arc was amazing, and I think that the sports festival was really, really good.
Yeah, like the overhaul arc, what did it for me is I feel like we're finally starting to get a little darker.
For sure.
Like it started off right off the bat with Magna kind of getting, I guess, just blown up,
Yeah.
dissimulated. So I mean, it kind of took a darker turn, and we actually start seeing a little more deaths. And with the retirement of All Might was a big thing. It's kind of like, yeah, where's Hero Society gonna go? So
For sure.
the overhaul arc was like a nice transition for the whole manga as a whole.
Absolutely. I did a video on the character of Shigaraki actually, and that's one of the things I focused on when you get to the overhaul arc because it's you get into a situation where it's like, all right, both the heroes and the villains have lost like the head of their respective sides, and now there's a huge power vacuum. And nobody's just gonna wind up like Deku can't just go there, and Shigaraki can't just go there and fill that void. Now they have to earn their spot without their support.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And so when was it for you that Shigaraki really felt more like a villain you really kind of want to get more interested in?
Uh, when he dealt with Overhaul the way that he did at the end of that arc, I realized we were dealing with a monster. When he had
Yeah, no,
Compress take his one arm and then he dissolved the other one and like just mocked him the entire time, I'm like, all right, this guy's planning now.
yeah, because it's like he could have easily killed him, but no, he wanted to hit him where it hurts. Forget killing him, make him want to die. Yeah, he took away both arms, told him about how his dream could never be achieved now, and that he's on top.
And took his
Yeah, no, that
bullets.
I agree.
Damn,
Hmm.
rough.
Does he still have those?
Shigaraki does, yeah. I believe he used two during the war arc. Don't quote me on that, but he should
One on
have more.
Aizawa,
Yeah, and I believe
and who
one
was the
missed.
other on?
I believe one missed. But yeah,
If
again,
he
don't
has him
quote
in
me
his
on that.
pocket right now, you imagine he just has him in his pocket right now, and he just shot like Star Stripe or something.
That could be a good way to take her out the game. If she's just like too powerful to control or like just too creative to get around, I can see that being a really valid way to take her out. Now that you mention it,
Yeah, because at this point, I feel like everyone. It's a matter of when she's gonna lose, right? It's like, is she gonna get the Lady Nagant 4 chapter special, or is it? Everyone, a
yeah,
lot of people thought she would originally have lost this chapter, but she didn't.
I was one of those people. I gave her 2 chapters.
I mean, yeah, I kind of thought so too, but it's looking like it might be 4 because now we got these missiles coming in.
I'm here for it. With the amount of care that they seem to be putting into Stars and Stripes, now I can see her character being a little bit more fleshed out. Like the fact that they went into a bit of her backstory. The manga was actually, yeah, this chapter was basically confirming that she was the one that All Might saved in the movie, right? So they're giving a lot more
Yeah,
care and consideration to who she is, kind of like how they did with Lady Nagant.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and yeah, no, it's just crazy. And if Star and Stripe, the number one hero, was to die here or get a quirk stolen, you think America would hate Japan?
I think it would be a bigger issue than that. I think the world could be thrust into chaos at that point because the UN knows that All for One has agents in every country, right?
Yeah.
So
I
if
mean, yeah, she's showing the significance of it, like how, yeah, he's not just Japan's problem, he's the world's problem.
exactly. So I mean, if that if she dies, I imagine hero society worldwide takes a hit instead of just in Japan.
Yeah, no, agreed. But I think like America, that's I guess America's pride, Star and Stripes. She's the number one hero. She's helping keeping America safe. So like though, if she was to die in Japan and none of the heroes are able to help her, I feel like America they'd be that relationship would be done.
That's pretty interesting. That's definitely a way it could go. I can see that for sure. I, that being said, did you take in the Star Wars reference towards the end of 331 with Akbar?
Tell me it, please.
So the whole time throughout the chapter, she's communicating with her higher up, who's back in America, and his name is Akbar. And towards the
Hmm.
end of the chapter, you actually get to see that he has a face very similar to It's a Trap Akbar from Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And the reason why I bring him up is because basically Stars and Stripes is in trouble with the U.S. government for running
Yeah.
off on her own. So it's interesting to see how that would play a role in the political dynamic between the two countries too. If she goes down, because she's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, I mean, well, also Star and Stripe because heroes in Japan are meant, to protect the civilians. They're seen as heroes, but Star and Stripe in America, she's almost kind of like an instrument of like destruction. Like she's used for the military.
I really like that. I like that a lot. As fantastical and supernatural as My Hero Academia is, lots of the themes and the way that people behave in the countries and the politics are set up, way more realistic than most of the series out there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But like with Star and Stripes, it's like, yeah, she has this military personnel always with her, saying, "Are you willing to die with me in war?" Like this battle just seems so intense when she pulled up because yeah,
Yeah,
the stakes are just so high.
this is a military mission. This is like akin to Desert Storm or like trying to take out Osama bin Laden. Like even the way
Yeah,
that she
yeah,
talks
of
to them.
course.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you die in battle here, I'll make sure to take your bodies back to like your families. Like, I'm like, oh my god, we're really getting in.
Yeah, or like he needs to die now. Like that's not a hero, that's a military person talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm definitely with you on that.
Yeah, and so I guess I wonder how a lot of these manga readers are taking not seeing the main like what one class A for a while.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't know why. Well, I do guess I understand why to an extent, but a lot of people really don't vibe with how much importance Class A gets, and Class B, I'm hoping is going to get some shine soon too. So it's interesting to see how everybody's going to respond to all these different moving parts, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, cause I don't know, seeing more and more that class 1As, a lot of them are becoming more and more like irrelevant. It seems. I don't know. It's just seeming like like I mean, for the longest we only had Deku when he was kind of going through this crisis.
Hmm. One thing that we learned when Deku confronted his classmates, though, is that they've apparently been taking the same training that Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo got during the Endeavor arc. They're training with Endeavor firsthand, or at least with his agency.
Oh well. Hmm.
So, like, when we got to see a bit of their teamwork and that kind of thing during the war arc, like they were really functioning as a unit. That was a hero squad.
Yeah, no, no, I I can agree 100%.
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, they all kind of got their new technique. I guess they're kind of showing off each of theirs.
yeah. So I mean, I think they won't be
I always had a cool.
useless.
Yeah, I had always a cool idea for Mineta that his ultimate move can be this sounds weird, but he uses his purple balls and he wraps it all around his body, so he's almost like the Michelin tire man. So then basically, like, no one can hurt him. Like, if you punch him,
You'll just
you're stuck to him and he just bounces all around. He doesn't feel a thing.
That's hilarious. That's such a good idea.
He literally turns himself into like a human grape.
Yeah, and then somebody can just throw him around.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of all Class 1A, like what their ultimate moves can be and whatnot.
It's crazy, even that you mentioned Mineta, because he seems like he would be so useless, like practically speaking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Credits to Horikoshi for being creative, because he finds ways of making him not only useful but clutch.
Yeah, I mean, look, I did know in Vigilantes, the main, what's the main kid's name?
I don't remember his name. The Slider, I believe his hero name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with him, like, I guess he improves his quirk to the point, apparently, that he uses his slider thing, like his hands, as like bullets in a way, like
Exactly.
lasers,
Yeah. Just like
Aoyama.
it's wild how just using your quirks naturally levels it up and turns it into other things. And I thought that would be a hard thing for him to balance, but it's been, as you can tell, I'm a fan of Horikoshi's writing because it's something I've never gotten before.
Mm-hmm.
And all these
Yeah, no,
different
of
things are
course.
things I've never seen. I just appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, and it's though I always wanted to know, to see the perspective of every Class 1A, how they even got in. Like when they did that entrance exam,
Yeah.
like how did the invisible girl even get? No one could see her.
Apparently, her ability is not just invisibility. She can refract light,
Like,
which
yeah,
was new to me.
it's yeah. I mean, they do have stuff like that, but like Mineta, like, what did he do? Like, cause A, you destroy the robots, or B, you save people. Like, is there a way Mineta can destroy like the robots?
I can imagine him using his grape rush thing to render machines incapacitated, get them in the joints. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
And this is only like
Yeah,
I'm literally
that was,
spitballing. I'm just coming up with this on the spot.
yeah, I guess I can see these things. I mean, that's I guess why the Shinzo couldn't do anything, because he literally his doesn't work on robots, so
Exactly.
it's flawed for him.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was always just wondering, like, how did some of these people pass?
Exactly. Speaking of Shinso, he's apparently still in the wings too. I think the
Yeah,
plan was supposed to bring him in second year. So where's he at? I'm waiting to see.
like I said, there's just a million things all that kind of need to happen, and it's seeming like we're getting to the end. I just don't know when the end is gonna happen.
For sure. I actually had a question for you.
Yeah.
These last two chapters have been really interesting art direction wise. I wanted to know what your take on with like Stars and Stripes, more American style drawing, and some of his more out there designs and choices for direction and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I heard that was Horikoshi was influenced heavily on like Western, I guess, anime or art style.
For sure.
So I mean, I thought it was an interesting take. I'd love to see how it translates to anime. Maybe love. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
I mean,
But yeah,
yeah,
no, it's been very cool.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I can imagine them taking a more avant-garde style to their animation, and then like kind of with not that bad, but with the pain fight, how the art direction changed with all the intensity. I can see that
Oh
happening kind
yeah.
of more a la Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Bring up the pain. That was a very controversial one for a lot of people. Honestly, you know, hands up, I liked it. I'd be honest, because they said they slow it down. Look how goofy it is, but it's just how intense and quick the fight was going on.
Agreed. And you're not supposed to watch anime frame by frame. It's that's not how it works. I get it. I understand why
Wait,
they do it. You get some jank sometimes, but you appreciate these action scenes when they're fully fleshed out, not when you stop them.
yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, got a bunch of people. Some people love to hate, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when what was it, Kid Sasuke and Naruto faced Orochimaru. Then they got one of like Sasuke's face looking absolutely garbage.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I appreciate them. I'm not gonna lie. I'll bash them, but they're funny as hell.
But when you brought up pain, that's a quirk I've always wanted to see in the My Hero world was a repel quirk,
Yeah,
like Almighty Push. Literally, after every 5 seconds, you can push something.
that was a very wild ability even for Naruto at the time. So like, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been
So
Magna.
yeah, that's true. I mean, well, with what is it, Deku's mom, she can bring things in. So universal pull. But
Hey
I want to see
man.
someone with the Almighty push quirk.
Yeah, you're right. I wonder how strong Deku's mom could have been if she was able to practice her quirk. Like that could be a really strong quirk.
Oh my god, her ultimate move could have been planetary devastation.
Oh man. Yeah.
Just throws the little ball in the air, then everything gets sucked in.
Yeah, that would be horrible. I love it. I want to see it now.
Like, yeah, so her quirk would originally be pulling things in. Her ultimate move is planetary devastation. If she awakened her quirk, she'd be able then to repel and then do Almighty Push.
Absolutely. Or even like,
I've always
yeah,
had the idea that there was a character that can be like this.
it would be really nice to
In
see
my
something like that.
So I always had in my mind there would be this character called Unknown. He had
Okay.
like, listen, I'm just going off here.
No, go
This
ahead.
person had a really rough background. Like, his parents got killed, so he has it out for villains and wants to kill them. So he goes kind of,
Vigilante.
he's, I guess, in a way, vigilante, except not just stopping him, actually just flat out killing him.
Okay.
But then he gets saved to the point where he only wants to stop villains because he kind of almost turns a villain in himself, and then sees that, like Best Genius said, villains are cut from the same cloth as heroes, and he tries to understand more and more of them. And he's this
Yeah.
character you never see the face. They're always masked, unknown. Like, all heroes are known here. Even Edgeshot, who's trying to be, I guess, like, inconspicuous. Everyone still knows who he is because of the UA Sports Festival. So this character Unknown is never, just always masked. And then, like, I always had the idea, have originally the repel, or I guess the bring in the pull quirk, and then get awakened to the push quirk. And I had it basically with, like, the moveset of, like, basically just pain.
That's really cool. I mean, it's crazy because a lot of people bash on the world building for My Hero Academia, but I can absolutely imagine this character existing in that world. Like, if you told me that was a character in the series in Vigilantes and I hadn't read the series, I'd believe you.